Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, guys, sorry about that little bit blip. I was trying to tag in some people, but I got something wrong. Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome to this episode of Facebook Live with myself, Ahmed Manjang. Just a brief introduction why we are here today. Today, unexpectedly, we had this news. In fact, I have to quote the source from my good friend, my good koto, Ben Suare, that Golden Lead is closed. And as we speak, according to the news, the Sarib department were at the Golden Lead Company factory taking stock of the items. This was very, very exciting news if you come from Gunjur, and also if you are a Gambian and or friends of the Gambia who love environment and who also want to see Gambia environmental laws are respected. For the past, I can say since 2015, some of us are on the case of this Golden Lead. As soon as we realize these people not respecting Gambia environmental laws, we decided to raise the alarm. But unfortunately, our government, after all our south, they never listened to us. Eventually, Gunjur Development Association, in collaboration with other environmental groups on the ground, like the GPAD, like Gunjur Environmental Concern Group, decided to sue Golden Lead to the High Court. But unfortunately, 12 months up and down, nothing absolutely happened at the high courts until a couple of days ago. Supposed to be our sitting, but unfortunately, Golden Lead decided not to turn up, and their lawyer decided not to turn up. But if you think that is ridiculous, what the High Court did was even more ridiculous, because they only fined the Golden Lead legal team $5,000. Could you imagine? So that's why when we see today the Golden Lead is closed, at least for temporarily, we are all excited, but at the same time we are very, very sad, because Golden Lead is closed because the different shareholders fall out, and they cannot agree on compensation or whatever the share should be. So this Chinese lady eventually decided to sue the parent company at the high courts, and as soon as he did, something happened. So that shows as Africans why we are where we are, because we actually don't care about each other. What is happening in Gunjur, is not like we made it up. You've all seen the pictures for the past 16 months. You've seen the gory pictures coming from Gunjur. You've seen how these people damage the local lagoon, which have been protected for the past 30 years. In fact, it's the first community protected wildlife reserve in the whole Gambia. This is gazetted, but unfortunately, our government don't just care. They decided to just leave the Chinese have a free go. So basically, these are my brief introduction. We're going to have Lamin Jami online, and we're going to have Omar Malmo. These are all friends of the environment. But initially, I'll try to get in my koto Ben Suare, who is one of the veterans of the Gambian struggle, and he's been very, very sympathetic to the Gunjur cause, or I can say the Gambia cause, because what is happening in Gunjur is a Gambian problem. So it's not only Gunjur. The floor is yours. If I can be able to get you on. Yeah. So, Michael, please give a brief introduction of yourself to our audience, some of who might not be familiar with you. But I think anybody who's been in the struggle for the past, I can say 5-10 years, they would have known you. If they don't know your face, they will have known your voice with Fatu Radio, the Gambia Way Forward. So, Ben, welcome to the floor. Thank you very much. Ben, can you hear me? Ben, can you hear me? Wave if you can. Oh, Ben is gone. We lost Ben. I don't know what's going on. Um, okay, so I will try to get Ben back. Ben is one of the veterans of the struggle, as I've said, so he is going to join us. For some reason, he cannot hear me. I don't know what happened.
Assalamu alaikum, bro Ahmed.
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, bro Ahmed Manjang, and assalamu alaikum to all the viewers and people who will be watching this video. Yes, as you said, I am Suleiman Ben Suare of Bakau, known on the Fatu Network for the program Gambia Way Forward. And I've been following the Golden Lead Gunjur struggle from the beginning, and as I always said, bravo to Gunjur. And actually, my connection to Gunjur started during the Kalamar Revolution.
Okay.
When people like Tukulorsi and others invited me to join their underground movement and to help strategize ways to help sustain the struggle against the dictatorship. And that evolved into, in fact, campaigning for the coalition of opposition parties, and we went through to the presidential elections. And next minute, it turns out to be the same individuals I identified again, taking up the lead. Fighting for the environment, and that's how I continue my connection with this environment movement. And as I always said, I am so pleased. I am to be part of it. I am really encouraged, and I'm always giving hope. With what you guys been doing, especially youths, not only standing up to advocate about protecting the environment, but I have witnessed the initiatives, the tree planting, the cleaning, the all the sort of initiative. Even the road constructions or the rehabilitations that you people have taken. The way you engage, the maturity, the leadership within your movement, in following the due process, in engaging government, and using the rule of law in order to gain what is required and to protect that environment that we share. I keep on emphasizing that protecting the environment in Gunjur or Kombo South, it's not for the interest of Kombo South, but it's for the global interest for that country. Because it's issues, but more so for the whole of Gambia. And I was always encouraged, and the leadership again for the maturity of the youths, and in engaging other communities, even cross border to Senegal, to Casamance, and in fact again to other communities inside the Gambia, in Katong, in Faraba, and every other environmental issue. You guys took up leadership. You didn't just keep it within your boundaries, but you saw leadership. To as a national, on a national platform, and in fact bring it up to across across borders on the international scene. And the capacity you guys have built, the networks you have guys built in partnering with experts who help with scientific studies, interpretations and everything. And it's very much something that is needed to be took up by other communities in the Gambia. This is how we can develop our country, not only waiting, but engaging and doing things the right way. It's unfortunate, as I keep on saying, with all the struggle, it's no brainer that we have a government that we fought with. We have a government that advocated and campaigned, especially the MP. All these people just ignored the what they meant to represent. But again, not only ignore that, in fact, thought to prosecute or turned out to prosecute the movement that is there to stand for the interests of the community, and I'd like the interests of the national interest. Seeing that situation now, and what have happened today or yesterday, it's a really sad day for Gambia.
Yeah, very,
it's a
very
sad day.
sad.
We can rejoice to say that at least temporarily,
Yeah.
Golden League have stopped operating. The environment would have a rest, and the fish stock would start to recover and would have a, and all the issues. But the sad part is that a community of Gunjur have started a campaign. Community of Gunjur have taken leadership, and in fact awakened Gambia and joined an international outcry of something that is not only affecting the Gambia but affecting the whole of Africa or this world, in order to protect our interests. But we have a government that did not even care, and that goes for the whole political spectrum, not the Gambian opposition, because none of them have shown real interest in the Golden League issues and so on. Government has failed. The institutions, all the line ministries had failed to take the lead. As I keep on saying, the Gunjur, the Golden League Gunjur issue, one of environment in many ways. It's the pollution of the environment, of the ocean, the pollution of the rivers, or the creeks or ponds, the pollution of the forest, is the pollution of the human, through the toxin in the air and every other aspect. But again, it's about our fish stock, about exhausting our fish stock and keeping the basic food or the protein that our people can afford of their bowl. It's all of many things. It's about, in fact, destroy the environment that we all have to rely on, and doesn't make economic sense. We don't make nothing out of it. It's just other companies coming to exploit our resources, get away with it, and kill us as time goes on. Now, why did this government never listen? Why did the government have never taken interest? Why did all the other, the opposition have never taken the interest of taking to make sure this have stopped? It didn't start a month ago or 2 or 3. It didn't start last year. It's almost going for, almost 2 years now.
Now, exactly.
How comes a foreign national, which have a dispute with the company, have a shared dispute with the company, managed to take a case to the courts and have a resolution of an injunction? When you guys have gone through this process, going through the courts, even proving that this company was operating illegally, everything, the Ministry of Trade then, under the leadership of Dr. Ture, in fact, when use another trick in order to let this company operate. The environment minister, literally become the mouthpiece of Golden Lake. The first minister became the mouthpiece of Golden Lake, and the president was not seen. The parliament was not heard. There's nothing absolutely that this government have done to stop it. How come the High Court that you people went through have, for almost, a year now, could not make a headway? And the most ridiculous thing is, when now the Golden League have not even respecting the proceedings, what have they been fined? $5,000. $5,000 is an insult. Individual Gambians who earn pennies have been fined far more than a multinational company has been fined. What is the punishment? That's no punishment. That was a token of what? And been just an apologist. Why are we reducing our country to this? Why are we reducing our people to this? How come a foreign national is more important, or the interest of a foreign national is more important than our national interest? Can the line ministries, can the government can the people responsible for everything that's happening in Gunjur, how do they sleep at night? How can they come and justify the operation of Golden Lake? I mean, how can they justify the prosecution of the Gunjur 5? Youths.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
this is ridiculous. I mean, and
Exactly.
I am appealing. I am appealing to Gambians. This is why when we hold government to account, it's not that we hate a government. We are part of a government. We hold a government to account because of we put that government there to serve our national interest. We should make sure that we engage them, as I emphasize. You people engage in all the way possible to find a resolution, and when it gets to a certain level, it's justified even for a direct action to stop it. I will reiterate again. I will say again. Bravo, and to all of the all of you guys of the movement, of your support system, and I'm always pleased because of the way you comport yourself. We have seen different nationals. We have seen Germans, English, different nationals. You have brought this thing to the level of the EU taking note, the British ambassador taking note, the American taking note. You have done things very maturely and sustainably, and it wasn't easy, and you put it here. But it's a shame that with all that, you cannot have an injunction, but a foreign national interest will be protected. What's going to happen now if Golden Lead return to the port and negotiate with this partner? Are they going to throw back Golden Lead to the Gambian people? That then, what do that tell us? They don't care about the country. All they care about is their ministerial positions. All they care about is their paradigms. All they care about is their money that may make. And we will be suspicious of that they might be gaining something more from Golden Lead that they're not letting us. If we accuse them of corruption, we'll have a case, to that, because we haven't seen why are they not protecting what they are put there to protect. Why are they protecting a national and not a foreign company against us when we have seen our courts can take a decision on behalf of a private shareholder.
Ben, thank you very much for bringing that your great analysis to it. As you said, it's a day to celebrate, because today there is not a single fish meal company operating. But would they come back again after 2 months or 3 months? Nobody knows. But again, today's decision, or yesterday, whatever, exposed some serious lapse at our high courts. I keep saying our high courts compromise, because we've been going to court since July last year. We are in July this year. Not a single sitting. In fact, we had one sitting before. Our lawyer applied for this injunction. For Golden Lead to close, at least that will give them the urgency to rectify. And in that the same sitting, Golden Lead told the courts that they have removed that pipe, which our boys removed, and they are now being dragged to the court. They've removed. They told the High Court that we've removed the pipe. There is no pipe going into that also. So the lawyer used that as an excuse not to impose injunction on them. But later we discovered this pipe was there and we removed it. Now the government have to go to find a reason for Golden Lead to continue oppression. So basically the environmental minister, who is being paid by the Gambia taxpayers, become an agent for Golden Lead to go. They said they've done a test in Dakar, which proved that Golden Lead was, is noxious. There is nothing in it. But then we take the same sample again and send it back to Germany again, completely different lab, and the result come back again as was as the previous ones. So who is fooling who? And why on earth the Gambia government refused to publicize that report they say they obtained from Germany? What I'm going to do now, Ben, please stay with us, because after when we speak, we are the less experienced. You can come back and break it down for us. I'm going to bring Umar Malmosa, Umar Malmo Sambu, who is currently studying in Malaysia, but he's an environmentalist. I think he came to you once. Umar is an environmentalist. who's also been in support of this cause from the word go. So I'm going to bring Omar in. Then from there, I will let Lamin Jamek in again,
Yes.
and then I will let you back in. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay. Okay, man.
Thank you. All right, so Omar. Okay, guys. So while I'm letting Omar Malmos out to join us, I will continue to remind you what's going on today, why we are here. We have an unexpected news that the Golden Lead Fish Mill Company in Gunjur is closed because the owners fall out. One of them took the matter to the High Courts. And as we know, sorry, Omar, I'm trying to get you in. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's your connection or what. Yeah, basically, they are closed temporarily. And as we speak here, the Sheriff Department of the High Court, Omar.
Hello.
Thank you very much. You are a real star. And before we close, we're going to publicize our this year's tree planting. But the most important issue today is the unexpected close of Golden Lead. You have been on this case all these years with us. You've been at the beach when GRTS was there. When we have the opportunity to put our case across to the Fisheries Minister and his permanent secretary. But we see now, when Chinese national fall out with his own people, the case is closed. So briefly introduce yourself to our listeners who are not familiar with you. Then you continue from there. What are your takes on this?
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed. It's good to be back here with you again. My name is Omar Sambo Malmo, and I am from Brufut, still within the coastline.
Yeah.
And I am pursuing a Master of Science degree in environmental engineering, in the University of Brawijaya. And generally, as you said, we're still on the same issue, which has to do with Golden Lead. But first, I want to start from the press statement that was issued, I think, last week by Amir Bojang Susoho from the Office of the President. Now, and also I would want to take on the judicial system of the Gambia. That is basically, I think, our judicial system has been compromised. And those that are to be custodians of our laws are not actually upholding to the principle of democracy, respect for the rule of law, and equality before the law. And equally, the National Environment Agency, that is principally responsible for environmental protection and preservation in the Gambia, including the marine resources, are more or less close to a failed institution when it comes to these cases. But to start with, like when I listened to the press statement, or when I read through the press statement, I realized that the factory in Sanyang and in Gunjur and in Katong are said to have been closed. Right now, when those ones are closed, some people will say, okay, the government is taking steps, or to the government, they think they're taking steps, but instead they are leaving people with more questions than answers. Because principally, when we talk about these factories, the main one that has been causing a lot of troubles in the combos is basically the one in Gunjur, right? Exactly. Golden Lead Factory. And Golden Lead Factory, it is basically the factory that the government, through the agency that is principally responsible for protecting our environment, realized that they've been doing wrong. Right? Now, the alarm is already raised an alarm. Those that are there who are employed and paid by taxpayers to protect our environment realize and they confirm that these people are doing wrong. Right? That was before government interference. Now, if Golden Lead has operated in Gunjur for over 1 year without a treatment plant, and it was never closed, which is against our laws, and they have been discharging untreated biological waste into the marine and the Bolong Fenyo, which is basically against the environmental laws of the Gambia. It is the same thing, or close to the same thing, that was happening in Sanyang, or way less than what is happening in Sanyang, because what was happening in Gunjur is far more catastrophic than what was happening in Sanyang.
Exactly.
So if Sanyang can be closed because of those reasons, why was Golden Lead not closed? That tells you that there have been a lot of nepotic and injustices that have been happening in the case of Golden Lead. Now, when it comes to the judicial system, Golden Lead have been summoned to the courts by the people of Gunjur when the Gambia government decided to withdraw and go for an out-of-court settlement, which necessarily was not an out-of-court settlement. It was just one person's, involvement.
Yeah.
Now, why is Golden Lead above the law, or why are the people of Gunjur, not equal before the law in terms of ensuring justice between the people and Golden Lead? Our justice system has been compromised, and then I think in a multi-party democracy, where in as much as you have a strong leader or you don't have a strong leader, we need strong institutions, and we need to uphold the rule of law. We need our judicial system to be very impartial and to ensure there is justice between parties wherever problems exist. So if those are things that the government of the Gambia should go by, and the legal system and the legal proceedings and within the jurisprudence, within the jurisdiction, what has to happen is they have to uphold the rule of law and ensure that every party, irrespective of who you are, without ill will or affection, let justice be done. So generally what is happening is the Gambia government is deliberately neglecting the laws and try to play, more or less like a victimization card. Now let's come down to the scientific evidences that we have against deliberately neglected. Now, with the two reports that actually came from Germany, both confirm that arsenic metalloid is in high quantity in the water body. This can cause neurological disorders. This can cause, health complications that we know Gambia's health system is in a way that we cannot even take care of, minor complications. Much more, we have neurological complications coming from wastewater, arsenic metalloid. That is going to be very much catastrophic to the people of Gunjur. This is not only going to stop at the people of Gunjur, this is going to be very much catastrophic to the people of the Gambia, because the fish stock in Gunjur is not fed on by only the people of Gunjur. So this is going to affect the entire food chain of the Gambia, and which is going to affect, a lot of Gambians. And this is basically what the people putting an alarm on this realized. Not only are they polluting the Gunjur's environment and within the surrounding, but then it has a high pollution potential on the marine resources, and the presence of arsenic metalloid in the water body can cause neurological disorders, which are basically heavy metals, and heavy metals are very much dangerous. And this actually gave back to a United Nations convention, which is on mercury, and they refer to it as the Minamata Convention. That is with reference to the Minamata problem that happened in Minamata in Japan, where a lot of people were dying because of the presence of heavy metals in the water body. Now, moving it forward, I think what is happening in the Gambia is, why would a Chinese take his colleagues to court? Because he felt there have been some injustices within their company, and the company has to come to halt within few days. And when we have a pending case with that same company for over 1 year, and there was only one sitting, judges are not provided to ensure that they actually adhere to this case, and then listen to the sides, and then let the proceedings continue. But then a Chinese seems to be more powerful, seems to be more Gambian than the Gambian, and then our own citizens became subjects of mediocrity, injustice, and intimidation. So in short, I am getting so much frustrated and disappointed in the government of the Gambia and the judicial system of the Gambia. Because even if the government intends to ensure that there is no justice done we need an impartial justice system. I think we need to write to the Gambia Bar Association to say we are not satisfied with the way we are being treated, because we have a case with these people for over 1 year, and because the government knew that Golden Lead under no circumstances will they come out victorious in that case, because they knew very well that the pollutions were obvious and they were evident. But because money was involved, the health of the people don't matter. The people's ability to get, fish was actually affected, because, the earning potential of the people or the local people would not be compared to that of a factory. And if the factory was buying all the fish stock, where do you expect the only source of protein for the people to go at a very high price? Where do you expect the people to afford it? So it was not only about the pollution, it was about the socio-economic and environmental impacts that were happening around that end. Economically, the people were going to be affected because the fish stock was actually all sold to the Chinese, and then the remaining one that was sent to the market was at a higher price. And the locals, the affordability of that fish stock by the locals was becoming, a big problem to the people. So that means, the food basket was becoming a little affected by the people.
You touch on very, very important area there. From lack of progress at the courts, which indicates our judicial system might be compromised, and also the pollution. You took on the heavy metals that are found in the West, and not once but twice. And one of them after the government declared that the West is safe. You highlighted that now you're talking about the food security of the locals, because the locals are directly competing with the multinational Chinese company for the same resources. And these same resources, that's what every Gambian can afford as a source of protein. What I'm going to do now, you're going to stay there. I'm going to bring in Lamin Jame, who is our media guy, who is helping us a lot on the media. The Gunjur Online, I think you've been following their publication, is one of the guys who help us to get our news out. So I'm going to get him in, then to Clarity, then I will have Ben again to come and break it down for all of us. For us again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Just sit back, and you can pop in with your little comment if you want us to get on something. Sorry guys, I'm trying to add in Lamin Jami. I don't know if he's still on. Okay, it seems Lamin Jami is gone away. So I will try to bring in Tuklorsi or Lamin Ture, whoever come in first. Tuklorsi, if you are still there, send me an invitation. I will let you in. Okay, so while I wait for Lamin Jame to come back again, is that Jame? While I wait for Lamin Jame to come back in again, I will want to tell you what's going on today. Today, we have an unexpected news that Golden Lead they are passed on injunction for them to close, at least temporarily, for them to sort out their internal disputes about shares and all. But what this raised is just unbelievable, because in the Gambia we have lost. We believe we have lost. The people of Gunjur Golden Lead for the environmental pollution or the damage they caused to our local lagoon, and also their continued pumping of their untreated waste into our oceans, but nothing come out of it. But as soon as the Chinese people fall apart, and one of them went to the high courts, overnight a decision was made, and these people were asked to close. So that's what we are here today. It's a day to celebrate, but at the same time also it's a very, very sad day in the Gambia, because what this indicates is that as Gambians, we don't respect each other. Instead we promote or we make it important the interest of a foreigner over our own people, which is very sad, because this is not what our governments are preaching. This is not what they are telling the public. Lamin Jam, if you're still there, send me an invitation. I'll add you in. It seems he's offline for the time being. Meanwhile, I will let Ben in. Ben, okay. Okay, Lamin K2 is here. Okay, Lamin Jam. Okay, what happened? Okay. Sorry, Lamin Jame. After Lamin Bali, you send me an invitation. I don't know. I cannot find you on the list. When I found, I cannot add you. So, yeah, basically, guys, quickly in Mandinka, Mbijang bi why Mbijang, because Golden Lead Gunjur Nal Hakilo Bakang, Chinese fish milk factory to me along Quebec Gunjur for a while. Okay, Koroke Abenyadi.
Alnimbara ala baraka bake mbemo be konton na mini be jibe rola ni mol mon mume bebe lamay rola albadi malum lambaling lamin Ture Stockholm Sweden follow mba follow mol mume be ntabe nyindom follow maninga kangol la because modol bi yewol mang kandol moy nka be foni ankale kangol la na dol baji be kangal ko wol fana sa moy no ni kandol fana la ba wato fana nying amang mol be amang sia bake pour mol be diamu no bare mo min diamu ta don sakata no ngana diamu nying sutiandi
sutiandi exactly
ya ntabe min fola don wolom nyinti nyin decision o min ketaten ani kuya warta gambianol be kam bakare is an insult to gambianol be ani kuya warta especially mol min ya lonko imeta nyin ko kele kan fo sanji fula bi Chinese killing me ya lonko ma bodula fangolong in China where ko nyin samba court within weeks or a month decision about na high court ntol ko min ya lonko wala nyanta mol fasala wala nyanta na kitiol tela nin de oketa nin tara fon danta manta lasoto wala nyanta lola e tonya fasa wala nata ken nye molti min ya lonko ye batarot nin tilimbalia tandi Gambia nolla because ni manke gunjur dam mala problem oti ni mu Gambia bela problem oti so nin wo fo be caring fangola mol min ni be fankono wol be fankelela ni mol be kolongo sinna dole ngam kolon sin fo so man kon jina nga jio bondi ni ngam kodi mole na yi ngamin be sinje ya be sare fo ya concrete so wala mu nyinti ntol be wala situation kono but Chinese killing mi ma bodula fangolo ana fangola mole problem o so don water the court don jenin je decision o keta Gambia ning government aning na nyindi judiciary system yamine tandin tol Gambia non la yamu respect le dinna aning disrespect le dinna o yentol value nyadi it's a very, very sad situation. Hanatari are closely for the rest of Ananaman Nakelaji. Still, this pain will never go away. Ntol banku dingol min ya non tol min fo tamu na bankoti ngaje ko kule be ke kanje min mambetea andum ba kele kan nin majio nin kuluo nin silo mume bela as coming diamula do bota min fo la jang tol nga nyinke nin every silo mume be man violence ke man fenke above the law and we were trying to abide by the law all these past years for B musanji fulalti nimbo kile nata drong ye wola ye decision o ke ko anyanta close it's very, very sad situation barimba fola molbe faniya meta nyawo nyato nyala be labana andu imantan silandira no imantan mballa no lafta min fola ibe min kela no the highest is min kan on ye mofa abanta andu mbebe fala one way or the other so momenta silala wala ninga kelo ken ko kudo le bondi je mi yalon ko woka mo fala ke nganya ramoti so nyini wonte silala pour ka kuma foye so mbe molbe tentula mbe jayla mobe lodla minke this fight is not easy I ku jamal create I division of sambana na nyo ko sambana I ku jamal sambana tolla sate fankono and more likewise other parts of the country so barimbe min fola don ning hada madi ngobe tonya kan andi be min kele kan tonya la be jero ikana sila fenna ya kele up to the last minute one way or the other hanna taran ko amantol nafa bi mol min bina soma be kala wole nafa kulete but ninga nyim bulaji adeta nyi nyama don wallahi wo banko fonte am falan toli oto once again ba fole ama thank you very much for your stand and all everybody around momin be ya momin ke ala le bentol jolam be min kela ntol man sula pour mo ka fonje fa baraka be min ke kanne because ngajele ko ay molle hadama dingol la affect anu hadama dingol la nyanto ni woman soto don hani ministre la dunia balo ko nafatala to once again ba fola molbe ala barakalla diamu ni malkan analla sawaro ning ala notindo min dinna alaman ala wo sambanyato alaman ala en sawo ken. Thank you very much.
Okay. Just quickly before I let Lamin Jame in, Malik, if you are there, just bear with me. I will let you in. Basically, quickly, what my good brother is saying is one of our heroes, is one of the fighters, one of the indigents of Gunjur. So, as they say, who knows it, feel it. What actually happened today is something to be jubilated, because we've been fighting this case for the past 5 years, I can see. But nothing, it's been very slow. But as we speak today, there is no fish meal company actually operating in the Gambia. That's a big plus. But what is sad about our situation is that it takes a Chinese national just 1 day, 24 hours to bring Golden Lead to their knees, while an entire community of Gunju, because you come aside, I can say, because they are waste. We've seen a Gambian helping these people to dispose of their waste. They died. They had a serious accident. They died. Even that cannot stop this the company. Our authorities don't care. In fact, our member of parliament, who happened to be the majority leader, when that matter was put to him, he started insulting us. He called us names. But it takes a Chinese national just 1 day to stop this company. That shows how Africans, how we disrespect each other, and how we that's why we are not making very, very big progress in our country. I will let Lamin Jame please come in, and then we go from there. Thank you very much, Lam. Don't go away, please, and I will let you back in again. Thank you. Okay, so today, Golden Lead, today as we speak, there is not a single fish meal company operating in the Gambia. That's a good news. But again, it exposes very, very big inefficiencies in our judicial system, because we've been following the legal route. Some people, our distractors, will come and tell us why I don't follow the legal route. But our case have been at the courts, for like more than 12 months now. We couldn't get any headway. So this is what it all come down to. The Sanya one was closed, as Umar Malmo alluded to. The Khartoum one was closed, as Umar Malmo alluded to. Lamin Jama, I don't know what's going on. I just actually approve your this thing. Khartoum was closed, but why Gunjur was not closed in all this time? So this is the biggest question we all keep asking. But luckily for the Gambians, the business interest of the Chinese people was harmed, and all of a sudden we have a decision. Jamie, I don't know what's going on. I actually tried to add you, but it's not coming. Yeah, so big celebration, and also a day for reflection, because if an entire community, Combo South, cannot even bring these people to answer to the courts, they even refuse to turn up at the courts on the 17th. And all what High Court did was to fine them only $5,000. Could you imagine? Only $5,000. That is just unbelievable. Lamjam, I try to bring you in again, but for some reason it won't connect. Let me see if I can bring Tuglorsi on. If not, we will proceed with other just. Farmer, welcome on board. I think you know what is happening today. The Golden Lead is temporarily closed, and there is no fish meal company now operating in the Gambia. That's a very, very, very good news for the entire Gambia. Lamin Jami, I tried to bring you in. Okay, it's you decline. Okay, no problem. Okay, so guys, thanks for listening. As you can see, yeah, 5,000, that is unbelievable. That's what they find Golden Lead for turning up, for not turning up at the High Court, for not even sending anybody. So, yes, Jamie, you are up, you are sideways. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So introduce yourself quickly and you join in. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lamin Jame. I live in the UK. We run Gunjur Online, which publishes news articles, anything concerning about Gunjur or the environment and the Gambia in particular. I only just wanted to come on this just basically to express, obviously, solidarity with the environmental activists that have been campaigning against the existence of golden leaf in Gunjur, in Katong, in Sanyang, and across, obviously, the coastal regions of the Gambia. For obvious reasons, we have all seen, even though some people might be in denial, that the presence and operations of a fish meal factory poses environmental, health implications for the communities where they operate, especially if they haven't got the right treatment plans to actually obviously dispose of the waste that they generate as a result of their activities. Obviously, Golden Lead has been in Gunjur since 2015, and campaigns have been going on, although they were falling into deaf ear. Eventually, a decision was made to actually take the route of the legal means, and a consortium of environmental groups came together with the support of Gunjur Development Forum to actually seek a legal mean, go to the High Court. And ironically, that case was actually filed at Banjul High Court exactly 365 days today. That's 19th of...
Yeah, okay, you got the figures.
Yeah. So 19th of July 2017 is when the court case was lodged at the High Court. Today is 19th of July 2018, which is historic. Historic in a way. That case was actually dragging, along, just it's been heard and then adjourned, for a whole 12 months. So it is very, very ironic that a year today, the Sheriff Division of the Gambia High Court were in the Golden Leaf premises today, taking stock of the assets of that factory, not because they've listened to the concerns of the environmental activists that are saying, hey, take a step back and look at what the operations of this factory is doing in terms of polluting the environment. It may not be immediate, but this has a long-term effect on the environment, and also it will have on the livelihood of the people that depend on, let's say, fish, which is the bongo fish, for their protein. Because if tons and tons and tons of fish is being caught and processed into fish meal and fish oil and exported to China, that is not sustainable. You'll have people who say, no, fish cannot be fed in the ocean. I am not a scientist, but scientists will tell you that is not sustainable. It will have an impact. Eventually it will catch up with us, that there will be a time where we will be struggling to actually, have a proper catch when the fishermen go out. So I think historic. It's unfortunate, like other people said, that it has taken a Chinese national who was part of the operation that was actually depleting and also polluting the environment, that has fallen, obviously fallen foul of the other shareholders, that they're taking the justice system or the justice route to seek redress because they feel they rightly own part of the company and they've been removed as a shareholder, even though they're part of the share was given back to them. And she wasn't satisfied with that. She has to take a route of actually going to court to say, I should be given what rightly belongs to me, as far as this Golden Lead company is concerned. And we're doing our diggings. We don't know exactly when the court case against Golden Lead started. But we know it hasn't been a year ago. Just how long the environmental groups have actually taken the route to go to High Court, and that case has basically been adjourned and adjourned. And luckily, you'll be interested to know, as my brother has rightly said, the court was briefly mentioned on 17th at the High Court, where again delaying tactics, and obviously the Golden League company were not interested in that case. They were not even turning up, including their legal counsel. So rightly, the judge was frustrated and then had to find, obviously, the judge, the defense lawyer, $5,000, which I believe would be added onto the cost if Golden League were to lose that court case. 12 months today that obviously an injunction was passed yesterday, and the sheriff division were in the Golden League premises today to actually enforce that court judgment. I am not sad. I think even though the end product would be to actually stop the operations of Golden League eventually, if they cannot provide or put in place a proper waste treatment mechanisms in place to actually properly dispose of their waste.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you there for a while, and you stick around. If Stuklorsi is still on, I will bring her on. Then I will bring Ben to break it down. As you said, we don't know exactly when this Chinese lady filed her case against Golden League. That will be very, very interesting to know. And we leave that to you anyway, the media people. And also, it will be very, very interesting to know why ours, cannot, just a hearing is just unbelievable. So stay around, and I'll bring you back. I'll bring Tuklorsi, then I will bring Ben, because there are other issues which I'll want Ben to analyze for us, because the bank account for this company was frozen, and the sheriff division was there. So could there be an internal ploy by this Chinese company when they knew that the Gunjur case might actually be won and they have to pay a certain amount of money? Could this be a plan or whatever? I will ask Ben that question after Tuklorsi. Thank you very much for coming. Stay on, I'll bring you back again. Okay. So the situation, those who are just coming in today, Golden Lead of Gunjur was finally closed because they fall apart. That's my beautiful lady. How are you?
Oh, today Alam Kokang and Alamuta, they need to go because today we need to have a cultural night in Gunjur, my brother. And
Inshallah,
and Lamin Jame, I want to say thank you to you, because to me, I have never seen somebody build a news institution only to cover one place, and that is Gunjur. He dedicated, and then most of what we were able to share on social media, especially on Twitter, came from his medium, and we cannot thank this man enough. But, you guys are really making me a little bit upset, so I have to scold all of you that are talking on this video, because when you really think about it, Ahmed, you should not care about whether it took another national. You have to realize you have to give the environmental.
No, in fact, give me a minute.
No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
You have to give the environmentalists credit, because guess what? The education, the write-up, because I told you guys at a meeting that people were watching you and I's words, and Pamara, by the way, also Pamara. So anything that Gunjur Online published, we all shared it and did what we did. So because you and I both know that the Gunjur issue was complex, because we have very disingenuous, citizens of Gunjur who decided to sell their souls to the Chinese. But like they said, Allah's time is the best. So they said Allah does, Allah's sabab always comes through some other sources sometimes. For Gunjur to win Allah gave this Chinese guy, person the suburb to say Golden Lead needs to be temporarily shut down. And there's something that we need to also think about. The fact that within a month, all the fish meal factories have been temporarily shut down. That did not happen by accident. It happened because you have environmentalists who have been fighting. When I saw the people of Tanje actually, and then the people of Mandina Ring. When I saw the people of Mandina Ring, Tanje, Gunjur, Sanyang, because guess where all of them got the voice? Gunjur, we started this, and others followed. But then one of the beautiful things we did also, as part of that Combo community, Ahmed, is there was no Gunjur, there was no Katong, there was no Mandina Ring. It was Combo. We were all fighting for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, today then, when we celebrate, even if these places are reopened, we have to look at this as a win. The people have won. The government sucks. And I'm going to tell you right that Gambia government sucks right now when it comes to the environment. So, just like we did with the fight with Yaya Jammeh, we have taken the law into our own hands. But guess what? Instead of guns, we are fighting with our hearts. And you and I talked about this. We said this. We said this in one of our extensive videos we've done. We said, we are not going to fight with violence, but we will fight with our knowledge. And people like you, people like Pamara have the knowledge. And then some of us have the stubborn traits in us. Usman Manjang has done videos, all of us, Mama Kadi, Lamin Jasi, I can go on and on and on. And here we are today. So today, this fight, even if they're the open Golden Lead, the Chinese factories will know that their backers have lost. They will know that in today's Gambia, with this new dispensation in the Gambia, hypocrites are not going to win. It is the people that are with the truth that are going to win. So I'm super excited. I was in a meeting when people were sending me stuff in my thing. I'm like, oh my God. So the moment I finished, I came and ran into my car and took my break. But I just wanted to say bravo to you, Ahmad, because like I told you in Saturday's meeting, people like us, when we wanted to give up, we couldn't give up because of you. I also hope that this will also help, because we need to remember that there's a Gunjur 6 who are going to court because they removed the pipe that Golden Leaf put in our sea, polluting our environment. And I hope that this is also a wake-up call for the Gambian government that are intimidating the Gunjur youth, and they don't know how stubborn these Gunjur people are. Gunjur people are stubborn. If we know we're in the truth, we do not give up. So I'm just super excited today.
What I was going to say, I was saying it takes a Chinese lady for this court to go to court. But what actually was the problem why this Chinese lady decided to part with Golden Lead? Is it because of the pressure from the locals? These are some of the things eventually they will come out. Why she decided to leave anyway, you know? So basically what I'm going to do, because there are other issues, so there could be hidden issues why Golden Lead are doing this. Is it just they are preempting something? Because we know that the Faraba inquiry is going on. And that inquiry have to call Golden Lead somehow, they have to answer. And also our court case, we were advised, we were told that this is a Stonewall case. They cannot get away with it. Is it that they know that they are preempting the outcome of that to close everything, that their account is free, so that when they are fined to pay something, they can say, well, we don't have any money because our accounts are freezing on it.
Well,
we don't know. So I'm going
to... You know what, Ahmed Manjang? If I have to choose the health of my people over money, I will choose the health of our people. This was never about money for us. You and I both know that. This was about this idiot needed to leave Gambia. Yaya Jammeh brought him and he's gone. So and this government cannot take credit for this. I'm telling you that if I see it anywhere, I will attack them. This government cannot take credit for this. By the way, hello darling Lambaling. So before I go, I also want to tell the people that are watching this video that GDA, Gunjur Development Association, is one of the association who actually, we formed that association, and that's where this whole Golden Lead saga came out of. We have two environmental activists, environmental organization in Gunjur, CBOs is what they call them. who went to court, but GDA started it, and we need to thank members of GDA for relentlessly, and GDA actually sponsored most of what was happening with the court case. And GDA is also sponsoring the Gunjur 6 that are going to court. So GDA is in Gunjur to fight for our environment, but also for community development. And in that vein, I am urging everybody, I posted a GoFundMe link. Everybody that was watching, that's my friend especially, Umi Andrews generously donated the other day, our bar. But if you are a friend of Tukulor C and you really love Uncle Siri, can you promote our GoFundMe for me on your page, please? If you love Tukulor C, please go and donate in our GoFundMe, because we are trying to build a multi-purpose center. We don't want our youth to be taking the back way. Gunjur has very, very educated, intelligent youth, but because of their family backgrounds, they don't have the resources to have educational tools. That resource center is going to help our youth to study, and we're going to employ some people, and we're going to have some business opportunities there for our youth. So it's a multi-purpose center for the village. And if you ask me, when we get down to the planning, people like me, I would like to see, a continuing education for the women, so that the women in the village can at least be able to speak basic education, have basic English education. So can you please get into the GoFundMe and help us? So I had to do that. Yes, I had to do that. So
Ben Suare, I'm going to bring him in now. He's taking the mic that we are taking Brikama Boyo to promote us. He's laughing at us.
Yes. And also on Friday, thank you, Ben. And on Friday also we have ST Brikama Boyo. He's going to be performing at the what is the name of the club again? Le Betrut Club, nightclub. It's going to be at 8 o'clock Gambian time. Please go and attend. It's only $50 to get in. $50 is to get in. So go and join us. And our sister, if you are watching this video, you are good at mobilizing. Take people with you. But if people in the Gambia, please go. And because that nightclub event is going to be for our fundraising that we're doing for the multi-purpose center. Again, we have the GoFundMe here. I will post it again when I get back into my office. But please donate generously, because it is for a good cause. Thank you, my brother.
Uncle Sidi is saying you send the link to him. Yeah. So
I will do that when I get back, inshallah. Thank you, Ahmad. Before I go. Thank you for being the stubborn man you are. Thank you for being the stubborn man you are. You fought Golden Lead like you fought Yaya Jemme. I am so happy today.
Yeah, thank you. We've been together, in the hard times and the good times. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Yeah. So basically, I'm going to bring in Ben, because there are some other issues. I want experts like Ben Suare to help us analyze what's actually is going on with these people. Ben, can you send me an invitation, please, if you're still there? I tried to add you directly, but it's not coming. Sorry about that, guys. I have a call. It's difficult to tell people that I'm on Facebook Live. Yeah, Ben, send me an invitation, and I will add you. Somebody's trying to call me. Yeah. So basically, Ben, actually send me an invitation. I can add you. I add Lamin Jawara. Then from there we come back to you, guys. Why we are here today? Golden Lead, a fish meal company in Gunjur, who have been polluting the local environment, the local lagoon, the Atlantic Ocean, and everything. They've been closed down. The High Court slapped an injunction on them to close. Lamin Jawara.
Hello.
Yeah, can you quickly introduce yourself and whatever you want to contribute? Why we are here today actually is that Golden Lead Fish Meal Company in Gunjur have been temporarily closed. They've been slapped with an injunction from the High Court, because one of the shareholders who happen to be another Chinese want to leave, but he's not happy with the package offered to her, and he went to the High Court, and all of a sudden the place is closed. But we are celebrating, but at the same time, we are very sad because an entire community of West Coast region have taken these people to court for more than 1 year. We cannot even have a single hearing from the High Court. So that's why we're here today to celebrate and also to commensurate. Then I will try again after Lamin Juara quickly. Thanks. Go ahead.
Yo Ahmada abaraka bakentelo mu Lamin Jawara burfu dingolo mundeti ambe sabati Angleterre Bangkoka. Nien na ntebe diamula kombo. Wato le sita kombo nkole nga wuli. Tilimbali ametan kanne.
Metal kay.
Tilimbali ametan kanne hana man dan na ba fango damala. Risa fulani bika moy dlato. Na man ko komboti.
Komboti
yen na bankolu beta. Yen wuli kenson to siring.
Yeah, that's right.
Na fanka so min fana ko nsemu na fam bembalu la dami. Yena ikoyo fana beti nyambulo.
Exactly.
Mandin ko le min folon toñade koniya je lunta ko nya dunta duringol. Wolle lunta ndole ba fa saka. Nyimmanke celebration kute de nyinni ku ya fon la warata.
Warata ni bila is very sad.
Kombo ningo le wuli, kombo sauto dingo le wuli, bango la sario le wuli, lunta ngole ben tinyala, iben kasara la. No wuli ka woku nyindi ya mumole wuli ka woku nyinkele masakunda ye ignore ye nyaka sinna.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Chinese kilo we wuli jana torong anala mole dunyola ayoko sambakiti dula yela moy wala.
Yeah. That's what happened. Exactly.
Yento da kota ye banko dingol kangota yo moto moto yo fay nyamo kon.
This is the situation.
Gambia karannalu anyin jamani labango billahi hamadu ajahannama dunna be siyalande. Because he meant ibike balu tonyala. Ibike balu tonyala.
Yeah, that's right.
Iko mu muslim oledi. Ike fonda ma bankole ko taka salile.
Yeah.
Inya be tilimbali yala. Mfawon la sate dingolu. Ikala lunta ni lunta wala katafunyo la fenda fo kadala so min dito le to la ma fe son ka sonia. Ikala lunta wala ka jama tora. Nka nyinna janna community kono sate le belo. Tinyaro ka ke dawoda duri ndandam bije ikatara lari tinyar lale kan fende fo to kun kilo la nafa. Ibike mire dingol la samale ke mira bida mal. Ma fe songo mi tolo ba sotola ila dépense be sonia la chali songo e sonia ike mira woda mala bari dingol mi wulu ani mama dingol mi binala sini zam ibike mira woda.
No,
ni tata nyinte ndato sanyi ibe nye minjela mimbe warla fabe bo wuto sila ibe ko je nyala sai.
No, it's all gone.
Na ba beti nyata.
That's right.
Nimmi ka mira ko ba nyete banda billahi be chahanol.
No, the signs are there. The signs are there. The stock are struggling already. The signs are there. It's so obvious. What I'm going to do, I'm trying to get Ben Suare on because he's going to analyze. There are some very interesting issues attached to this case. So I'm going to let Ben stay there. I will come back to you.
Okay.
I'll come back to you. You touch on very, very important areas because what is happening in Combo in general is just terrible. It shouldn't happen anywhere in the world. So Ben, if we can get you back in as usual, just quick intro again because you have new people as we go. Ben, what actually, if you read the post, that the assets of these people, their accounts were all frozen, and I don't know because this is an environmental issue, and what's happened in Faraba is an environmental issue. So, are these people preempting anything? What's your take on this?
Yes, Ahmad, you're quite right. You see, as strategic intelligence, what we do is when we don't know, we ask questions.
Yes.
Because and when you start to ask questions, you find things that you never thought existed because they try to conceal things.
Yes.
As you said, the timing. Always when you try to look at this thing, look at the timing.
Yeah.
What changed? Where was this person? You see, most of these Chinese companies, even if they're family owned, I'll tell you, they are government control.
Yeah.
when they have disputes, I've never heard of Chinese people taking disputes into other and in this case, the Chinese government would have intervened to sort it out. They will not want this to go out there. You know the credit I keep on giving you guys. When you brought the EU into the play, you brought the British High Commission to the play. What it did is to expose the matter to international level.
Exactly.
Now, the Chinese know that the EU and Western governments or companies are now going after them in Africa and other interests. And they want them to be to win the narrative. They don't want this simple. They have seen this the Westerners sympathizing with the locals. And they have to develop a strategy. We have to think. I'm not saying that's what happened. It's just a thought. They might. They might consult themselves and to develop a strategy to deal with the issue. Now, probably the strategy is, and another point is as you mentioned, the Faraba Commission.
A commission,
Because if you look at the Faraba Commission, the scope should cover Gunjo.
Exactly.
The scope should cover anything dealing with dividend issue.
Exactly.
Dealing with environmental issue. Anything dealing with disputes between communities. And investors. And doing that, you cannot have Golden Lead operating while this commission is going without this commission having a say in it. Are they trying to preempt? Are they trying to maneuver the commission and get them out, get Golden Lead out of the firing line? Another point we should ponder on. It's another point we should ponder on. But what might happen here? You can get someone from the partners or even fictional partners, someone that never exists. Take this case to the court. Why is if you don't even know the timeline, but you can say from one hearing, we only had one hearing and the injunction was heard. What defense? Because if Golden Lead have put in a defense, would have put in a defense of jurisdiction. They have put on all that form of defense, and the case cannot be heard or would have to be adjourned because the judge cannot just overrule. They have to investigate and come back to it. It would have to, and we would have heard about it. Why did they swiftly move on to this case and put a temporal conclusion in? And then it might be the strategy. What they're doing here is, when they put the temporal pause, then they might withdraw the case from proceedings and negotiate. In fact, the company might be liquidized. Now you might not hear Golden Lead again, but you will hear another company. But knowing it's the same people or the same interest, and these people will come with some cosmetic approach, some PR and so on, and to win over grounds that they have lost. What might happen is here, people like you and the progressive movement will be seen as agitators. Exactly. To Golden Leaf, they left. Now this person have come. They are giving this much to the community. They're building this road. They're doing that. You people, all what do you want? You see, this might be a strategy. We have to think out of the box.
Ahead,
let us not just celebrate. Yes, but this is the time for us to strategize. And put a counter. Counter. We have to change from where we were. To gain more grounds. We have got to a level that we have gained grounds, but we have to encroach into their territory and hold position there. If we encroach their territory and hold position, what will happen is the government would not have a choice but to listen more. And if they fail this time round, we have something to give to the people and prove to the people that the government have never had the interest of the community. Community. And this alternative is here. What you do is you provide an alternative, because we have been putting out all the issues. Now, the other brother, I don't want to call his name, the one I introduced you with, too.
Exactly.
Because he's on a technical level. He he does, business, he develop projects and does project proposal and stuff like that.
Yeah, yes, I know.
On strategic intelligence terms.
Yeah.
Looking at what is out there, what you can complain about.
Okay.
What you do is you contact someone like that to develop an alternative. To say that, look, the community of Gunjur, or community of Combo, in fact, making a thing, have come up with a strategy, with an alternative, to what is happening now. So that Gambian people, Gambia as a whole, can benefit from their resources. If the alternative might be two. We can work with any other company, in or any other national, but other to safeguard our interests. This is the conditions we're going to work with. This is what we want. Okay. And I give you, it's interesting that it's sad that the government came without comprehensively reviewing all these projects. I will, in 1992, 93, there's a project, Japanese grant project that started in Bakau. It's trying to encourage Bakauians to take up fishing, trying to improve the catch, trying to improve the landing, trying to improve the marketing, and so on. They build the infrastructure. They built a jetty. They took citizens of Bakau, sent them to train, brought them back in, and these people started to train youths of Bakau. They put in the capacity. They brought boats. They brought nets. All these things that will encourage people and give them incentives to take part in the catch, and they develop the capacity on the landing side. They build cold stores. They move the women that used to do the drying of fish or the processing of fish in all the forms. They put it. They brought it back into a more hygienic things. They ban all the other toxins used in the processing of fish and everything else. You see, the project started. Unfortunately, it just started in June before the coup d'etat. And when the dictator came into this thing, and Japan suspended the technical assistance to the Gambia, and Gambia government, the dictatorship obviously neglected everything. And that's, if you go to Bakau today, you'll be sad for the infrastructure that's just been left to ruin. And that project have gone ruined.
And we have similar project in Gunjur as well.
Gunjur, we can. Why not?
In fact, what happened was these APRC militants, they use it as like their piece of cake. You know, like certain individual within the APRC regime will go there on weekly basis and they take something. So eventually their machineries cannot be repaired and all, everything is left to ruin. It's unbelievable. This is something similar issue happened in Bakau. Because 1 minute when the dictator came into power, what happened is the people who were entrusted to run this project, started to show allegiance to the dictatorship, and they become powerful and influential, and they started to do whatever they want with the system and everything. They used to have even cold vans, taking catch up to Basse or up to other areas, sell this fish. You see, why now? Strategically, what Combo South to do is to convey a message among all the movements, to draw a project, that would tell, because and in this case, not only government, you have stakeholders. You have the group called this organization that help to monitor. Monitoring process to monitor the catch. Catch. And quota systems should be built into make sure that the sustainability of the fish stock. These are things that will be incorporated in the project. And the other thing would be environmental observers would be trained. Or integrated into the project. The other component would be training. If the training of youths, to involve them, the citizens of the Gambia, youths of the Gambia, train them. The thing I hate is when they say that, the youths don't want to do work, youths don't want to do this.
Look,
It's
you
not
don't
always
have
the
a
case.
problem. You don't have a problem and expect the problem to solve itself. But you have to find a solution to solve the problem. If the youths have been dictated for 22 years, you don't expect them to have freedom and just find a way to do things for themselves. No, you have to engage them, train them for them. And I mean, these are capitals that we have to build in our youth. And then youth training would come into it and get them involved. And then the marketing side of every aspect of it can be developed. It's either done by a government agency with the citizens, or something done by the community. I mean, stakeholders with the company, being the Chinese or Japanese or whatever company it is. But this is something that government should have taken interest. Then the line ministry of government, fisheries, environment, would come in and give their expertise. And the Minister of Trade will come in and give it expertise. They have grants that they have to train people. All these grants will come into being, and a project proposal, a project would be conceived. If you do this, if you manage to get this an initiative up, government have to realistically look at it and engage it.
Definitely.
It's not because they have not put in an alternative. You put in an alternative. If they reject it, go back to the people and always tell the people that all the things we're telling you could have been done, and government is not doing it. And we know that whatever they do different would be a failure, and then we can hold them. For that failure. I think it's something we should try to develop. I am available, and I know my brother, the guy in this, would be available to help in developing this proposal.
Yeah, this one of the areas. In fact, in our last meeting, these are some of the issues we discussed. You know, but now, Ben, on the same issue, these are temporal clause or whatever, it might be permanent. What do you think this mean for our own court case? And also, what does this mean for the Gunjur 5 that are still being dragged to the courts?
This is, you see, even the court case should have even stopped. It should not have happened. Let's say it should not even have happened. We all knew what went on. The charges are bogus and everything else. But when Faraba happened, and I think that's the first pronouncement would be all the environmental existing issues should be reviewed. And that review process, what we've done is all the court cases should be suspended and reviewed. And if they review it, what will happen is the cases would have been thrown away. And an approach, a new approach will be found to find solution to the problem. That should have happened. But that's failing now. That's failing now. This company, they might say that, look, it's a different issue. It's an internal issue. But it will bring, if this company within themselves, they're taking each other to court. Start to ring alarming bells. If they themselves as partners cannot be trusted, or they don't trust each other, why would we trust them with our natural resources? Why would you trust them with our life and everything else? You see, and again, the mere fact that the Golden Lead is not respecting the due process, they're not respecting the courts of the Gambia. I think it's tough. I think the fine should have reflected the assets or the size of the company. If you find someone, you want to send a message, and I think $5,000 is not a message to send to Golden Lead. This tells you again that they have been protected, and they have been protected by people who have influence in this government. And this is the issue that's why we have to keep on telling our families. We can belong to political parties, we can belong to different movements, but one thing that we have is our common interest. Our common interest is the interest of the country. And one thing we should always think about is this common interest. We have the same. We should have the same values, and the values we're talking about are Gambian values. I mean, there are not values of Christians, there are not values of Muslims, there are no values of any. These are basic human values. These are human decency where people should respect each other, people should look after each other. These are the issues as Gambians we should look at. I mean, I was really disappointed when I saw a Gunju brother propaganding for Golden Lead. I mean, that's the level of mental slavery. That's the level of mental slavery.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's very sad. I should say, just stay there again. I'm going to call Omar Malmo again to break it down. I'm not sure if Farmer is still in. Yeah, but that particular situation is very sad. Those people, for some reason, I think, I don't know what his motivation. But
no, they're putting family. They put in family interests before.
No, you know, something very happened with that brother, the same brother. Last year, exactly almost 1 year ago, I was on the ground. He went there just to debunk us. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
He went there just to debunk us. But on the morning, we went to the beach. We found the Chinese erecting some structures. Yeah. And we called national environmental agencies and told them, look, these people are erecting some structures on the beach. They said, no, you can't be serious. We say it's true. And they told us, we are coming. We are on our way. This Ware guy, then the director of, he's still the director of National Environmental Agency. So before they arrived, this particular brother was on the beach, you know, just to, you know, something to say on the Facebook that we are learning. But he arrived. Minutes later, the national environmental people, they arrive and they start confronting these Chinese. And they pointed to the Chinese guys, look, the house you just constructed right now in here, we're never aware of it. And then they were at the courts with the Chinese, with the Golden Lead people. The NEA director told them, look, we are already at the courts with you for some violation, about 4. Now you violated, you built a structure we are not aware of. This is a tourism development area. You cannot erect a structure without consulting us. We have to do the environmental impact assessment. They were very angry. And they told them to remove those structures. Just what happened, they never removed them anyway. They went on and built these pillars. That's where they are building their own boats, you know, in the fish landing sites. Yeah. So this brother was there on that day. In fact, we drove in the same car. He cannot believe what he saw. So when I see his post today, it's just unbelievable. But coincidentally, the day he is trying to undermine us, this story just come up. You see how Almighty Allah operates in different ways.
Ahmad, before I depart, on this note, I want to bring some things back to people's memory. Yeah. You see, some of the things that you might say might not be in the eyes of people. They might even not say, oh, it's scientific, we can't see that. But the evidence is there for people to see. Exactly. During this corridor, Banasalo, what happened? There's no fish in town. Because of what? All the fishermen are not Gambians. What is the government doing? What is the government doing? The government went to give fishing license to Senegalese companies to fish in our shores, in our waters. But the government have not yet put an initiative to train, to encourage Gambians to venture into fishing. That's one. 2, the size of fish now we see in the Gambia, as the other guy just alluded to. It shows you that, it's almost extinct.
No, exactly. And Omar put this issue to the permanent secretary of fisheries last year when GRTS were on the ground for Face the Nation. You know, the guy told him, look, Omar asked him, when was the last time you people did a census of the fish stock? He cannot answer. In fact, he lied. He told him, look, right now there are fishing vessels in the sea doing the same thing. But immediately after he said that, somebody just got up and told them, no, these vessels are for oil exploration. They are not doing any census. So it was a blatant lie.
Yeah, that is 2. 3, the price of fish. The price of fish is out there. And we all saw the president going to Tangier to looking for a PR to saying that he's in touch with the common people or whatever. But I would want Gambian journalists to ask the president, how much was the fish you bought? And if the president tells them the price, I'll tell them it would be a salary for us, every Gambian.
Yeah, exactly.
If a barracuda would now be sold for $2,000, and it's not been sold by Gambia, the proceeds, all we know where it's going to end up with. Who is benefiting from it? How is Gambians going to afford a barracuda? Now we cannot even afford the chalo or the kobo.
Exactly.
That's another evidence out there. You see, the evidence are numerous. The evidence are numerous. Then this government cannot just look the other way. But
no, they
I
can't.
mean, the sad thing about this government is, I mean, they dig in their own hole. This is something that's end up going to catch up with you. Why can't you look after, I mean, the country that's given to you to look after? You're given the country to look after. This is your day-to-day job as a citizen. Even if you become anything else or wherever you are in Saudi Arabia today doing your job, being paid for that. But why are you bothered about Gambia? Because it's your moral duty as a citizen to look after your country, and that's what we're doing. What about the people who call themselves into political office? What about people who are paid by the taxpayer to do that every day? How can we call ourselves Christians and Muslims when we get up in the morning and not do what we're supposed to do and taking money? I mean, for something that we are not services we are offering.
Ben is very sad. I will let in Omar. Omar, you're going to let me. I let Farmara first, and then you can come in. Thank you very much, Ben, and I expect you to be there to close this. Might be in the next 10-15 minutes. Huh?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Guys, we are here today. We have an unexpected news that Golden Lead Fish Meal Company in Gunjur is closed, which means right now all 3 fish meal companies around the Combo Coast are all effectively closed for temporary anyway. We don't know what's going to happen. But we're going to continue our fight because we test the waste coming from these factories, and we found out that is very, very high in heavy metals like arsenic, and also the nutrient content of phosphate and sulfate is dangerously very, very high. So because of that, we were going to continue our fight. And on the side of our food security, we know little Farmara. How are
Ahmed.
Yes.
I'm good. What's going on?
Yeah, well, we have a good news and also a sad news because Golden Lead have been slapped with an injunction to close operation immediately. And when we start this Facebook Live, the Sheriff Department of the High Courts was at the factory taking stock of their items because one of their partners, the group fall apart because one of them is not happy with something and he want to leave, but the package they give to her was not good enough for her, and she decided to go to the courts. So the court slapped them with an injunction to stop. All their bank accounts are right now frozen. So right now, as we speak, there is no fish meal company operating in the Gambia. So that's why we are here today. And when they close Sanyang and Katong, you come up, these closure raise more questions than answers. And I think today Closo also raised some very, very serious questions about the high courts, their impartiality, whether they are compromised or not. Because we took these people to courts for like 1 year now, and our courts have been dragging. On the 17th, just yesterday, supposed to be one of our sittings, but the Golden Lead never turned up, and their lawyer didn't turn up, and the High Court fined them only 5,000 for that. So tomorrow is supposed to be our next sitting with them, but today they are closed temporarily at least. So that's what we are highlighting. Why only one Chinese took these people to courts. Golden Leads are closed. But the entire combo has been fighting them for 1 year. They cannot even get a single sitting. So quickly introduce yourself. I want to know your take on this. And also, what does this mean for the struggle, our fight against these fish meal companies?
Thank you, Ahmed. My name is Famara Drame from Burfoot. We've been together on this issue for quite a long time. And because we get engaged into this fight because we know it is not the something is going wrong. We all know that. And then if you know something is going wrong, and then things are not going the right way, and you believe that what you believe in is the right thing to do, you should continue to fight to do that. But we can see the trend at which Golden Lead is operating in Gunjur, can tell you that this thing is not going to be sustainable anymore, because for the fact that the way the whole process was done, from the acquiring the land, in Gunjur, coming down to how the environmental impact assessment was done, and coming to when they were dragged to court, and then and the out-of-court settlement was done, and then also the renewal of the license. So all of those processes, you can see that there is an issue, there is a problem there. You understand? I'm not sure about what is going on right now. Like you're giving me the background now, like what's going on. I'm not quite sure. But all we have to do is let's keep going on because there's an internal conflict among themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this conflict is related to environment, but you can see that what we are fighting in Gunjur, people know it, but nobody is coming to give us support because the environmental activists has been dragged to court. They've been jailed in Brusubi, and some of them are still going to court. We don't know their fate. And then these are the same company that were dragged to court by National Environment Agency. The same Brikama court that tried Golden Lead, and then they let them go to go and settle this matter out of court. It's the same court handling the case of our environmental activities right now. So you can never tell, what these people are thinking and what they're going to do. So I will urge we just continue what we are doing. That's an internal conflict among themselves, and I hope it goes well to their favor, whatever the person who was dissatisfied. But we just have to continue going on because we want to make a change to environmental policies, a change to how things operate. In future, when stuff like this is going to happen, it's going to be in the right procedure. So since I don't know much details going on, but what I can say, Ahmed, right now, let's just continue going on. Let's care for our activists going to court because if they have a kangaroo court over there, they can charge these people without not having the background knowledge of what these people are even charged for. But first of all, Golden Lead lied to NEA that there was no pipe in the field that was channeled into the pipe. Okay, there was no pipe. The local communities find out the pipe, and they allowed them. You the guy said there is no pipe. You said you already removed your pipe, but we found out a pipe. Why is this pipe doing here? And then they started saying excuse that no, we already sealed that pipe. We are not using it anymore. But how can we tell if the pipe is sealed that is inside the water? And they declare that that pipe was in there. So obviously they have lied to the National Environment Agency, they have lied to the community, and they have lied to the government. So even that alone, is warranted to close Golden Lane.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
Now the community find the pipe and then give them an ultimatum. Can you remove this pipe? Because you are told by National Environment Agency that you remove the pipe. And you say you did so, but the pipe is still here. Can you remove it? No. And okay, they say we'll do it. NEA was notified, nobody take action. The people in Gunjur were notified, including the police, nobody take action. Now the community take the action on their hand, and they want to victimize them on that, for removing the pipe. When they have all the right, they have all 1 week to negotiate. If the police have an issue, they should have negotiated, bring the community and Golden League together. Okay, give them an ultimatum, we'll remove it out. Or NEA said, well, you lied to us, but we find the pipe. So go and remove it in a week time or so, we'll do this. But all of the stakeholders were quiet, including the police. Now the community went to remove the pipe, and the police were even there on the ground when the pipe was being removed. No arrest was done. Nobody tell anybody anything until a week later, which obviously I have no doubt they have received it.
It's more than a month. Actually, it's more than a month.
It's more than a month, So obviously somebody within the Golden Lead management had to come up with the issue again to quiet these people. So right now, my concern is the environmental activists, because the ones that has already gone into jail or have spent 3 nights in Brusubi, we don't want the other people to go and be in jail again. So our concern priority right now is to get those people out. And if they are not out, because President Barrow is coming to Gunjur, we understand. And that is going to be an issue, whether you guys will be allowed to speak at that venue or not. But we want to make sure that the police people know and that we are making all effort for David Kujabi, the PRO of police, to know that these people have been dragged. And of course, one of our activists whose family is also been harassed. We cannot be quiet over that. you know, we are going to take this matter seriously, because you are disrespecting people, you are harassing people on the grounds of that we all know it's absolutely wrong.
Wrong, yeah, exactly.
You know, so Ahmed, let's just go ahead and fight. Let leave them again. Let them go ahead and settle their problem. That's their problem.
Yeah.
If Golden Lead is closed because of their internal problem,
yeah.
that will be something good for us. But for us, we are in
continue,
for the sake of Gambia government, for the sake of protecting our environment, our livelihood.
Yeah.
Because some people who don't believe, who doesn't live in the coastline, or doesn't know how coastal communities feel, they only think we are only making noise. But my livelihood, I've been to school because my mom and sister were fishmongers.
Well,
you know?
well,
so now if I see 10 people are being you know, life and livelihoods are being destroyed in Gunjur, you know, obviously it looks like to me my own family is being denied of our right to health and livelihood. So that's the way I see it. Even my colleagues at the NEA, most of them don't believe in what I'm doing over the Facebook. I'm not a talkative. I'm not somebody who comes to life and do something like this. But internally in my heart, I cannot just keep quiet, because I work at the National Environment Agency and I work at the Coastal and Marine Environment Unit. It was under my domain to patrol all this coastline from Bunyadu in Yomi to Katong in Kombo South.
Exactly.
So all of this area is not something that is new to me. I know what is going on. You understand? But I know NEA needs to be given some, the NEA needs help. And the only person that can help government is the government of the Gambia, especially the president, who is the chairman of the Environment Management Council. You know, NEA doesn't have to be manipulated. They are very good institutions with very high professionals. They don't have to allow politicians to manipulate in their job. And that's what we see in this case, nothing more. Because there is no way an out-of-court settlement can be settled without the other parties.
Exactly.
You know? So that's the situation. That's my take, Ahmed, quickly. So I think I'll leave you guys to continue. I'm at work right now. I just get out of break and I'll show you online.
Thank you so much, Farmer. You just sum up everything because you're so familiar with this fight. You just summarize everything. At least everybody here would understand what is going on. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. As you said, the fight continues. We let them fight within themselves, but our fight continues. As you said, we'll continue to support our guys who are still going to court, you know, for trump-up charges. We're going to fight for them. So I'm going to let in Usman Manjan now, our president, our GDA president. Before he comes on, I want to use this opportunity to advertise our GoFundMe. As you can see, guys, we've been at the courts with these people for more than 1 year now. And these things, they cost money. And now we have like 6 different people. We have 5 people going to become a magistrate court. And I'm going to call Yaya as one of us because Yaya was standing up against bullying tactics by the Chinese and their collaborators against his family. And he got victimized. He's, you know, so we cannot leave him to fight his fight on his own. Yeah, Osman, your lighting though is not very, very bright.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. Go ahead. Yeah, so.
All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Okay, go ahead. Walaikum
can
salam.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you, Ahmed, for the invitation. You know, and I am also thanking.
Now we cannot see you. It's very dark. What happened to your lighting?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you stand in your lighting is
okay.
Yeah, that's
can you hear me
now? Very good. Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for the invitation, Ahmed, and thank you all for all the listeners here and then all people watching live right now. My name is Usman Manjang. I'm from Gunjur, and I'm a resident of the United States. This is just an exciting news for us today, and we cannot. We are over, you know, overjoyed today about the news that we have today. So Ahmed, you know, just to touch base on your question, you know, that you've been asking, how come, like, you know, the bank account of the Golden Lead is frozen? You know, so this is this is for a legal protection for this this partner who is suing the Golden Lead to High Court.
Yeah.
Because what happens is this person is a partner or is a shareholder.
Yeah.
In order for her assets to be protected, they need to make sure that every asset that she kind of invested into a Golden Lead.
Yeah.
For now, they put a froze on every one of them, and this is why from legal point, the sheriff department went to Golden Lead because they don't want any of the assets to be tampered with. They want to make sure that this person she also have a fair say or fair share of all her assets in this process. So the good thing here is that's going to happen. If this person, if there's no reconciliation here, even though these people don't reconcile, then this person is going to claim her assets, and then that's going to be the permanent closure of the Golden Lead. So that's what's going to happen here. Yeah. So it's looking good for now.
Yeah, it's looking good. And the other good news is now, as we speak, there is no fish meal company operating in the Gambia. At least, even if that means temporarily, that's a big pulse for us, and our efforts are paying off. And also, what do you think might be responsible for this fallout? Because this is a new thing; it's not an old stuff. Why would you think these people will fall out all of a sudden?
Well, this is business. And sometimes people looking outside, we might think everything looks good, but it's not. You know what I mean? So that's going to take an investigative journalist, people like Lamin Jame and the people on the ground, but those people need to find out what led to the fallout. But it's right now, Ahmed, is serious for Golden Lead because this partner, if this woman decide that what, I don't want to be any part of these, that's it, that is it. So I will, I think Lamin Jame was earlier on your show. So people like Lamin Jame and the local news on the ground, they need to find out what happened to the unhappiness of the other share or the partner.
Okay, as head of Gunjur Development Association, who have been on this case for like almost a couple of years now, what are your takes? Because my only what I call is a happy and sad day, because we've been dragging these people to court for almost 1 year now. Well, I will say nothing happened because maybe I'm very impatient. But how come all of a sudden these Chinese individuals took these people to court? Something happened. That one I didn't.
Okay. All right. So my take, first of all, Ahmed, is I always feel saddened when I talk about the Golden Lead because why? First of all, economically, it's not sustainable for the Gambia.
Yeah, that's right.
When you come to our society, our community, you and I, even though we don't live in that community, but we know that, families have been put against each other.
Yeah.
Just because of, the Golden Lead. And then, you come around, you look at our environment, that is also been, it's been affected seriously.
Yeah.
And then also too, you look at it, our health, our people's health, it's been affected. And then, right now, you guys, you guys are the medics, people, the experts in the field. You guys know that, we don't have, even, the main hospital in Banjul don't even have the equipment, to cure people.
Yeah.
Every time our people have to be flown out to Dakar for, medical attention. So, so my take in this, situation is just sad because our people's health is being, affected, and, there's not good health system to care for those people. So that's it's really sad, and also our families have been put against each other, you know, and you know, that kind of, you know, bring that break within the community, you know, a community that is, you know, known for, you know, unity, you know, that we all celebrate things together, but because of, you know, the suspicion that we have, you know, between or among each other, because of the golden lead, we cannot even celebrate things together. We cannot see eye to eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's sad. All right. So coming to your point of, you know, why it take, you know, our case longer than, you know, this woman, you know, who happens to be a shareholder or a partner. The reason why, because this person is an investor, and then this person, you know, immediately benefits from this company. So if she takes a step that I don't want to be part of this anymore, you know, and take the matter to court, the court has to suspend that right away, because you know, it's not like, you know, an organization against an organization, but this is a partnership. You know, that a partnership resolution calls for, if a partner does not want to continue, or a shareholder doesn't want to continue, they have the right to take the matter to court, and then, you know, the court is going to pass the resolution, and that resolution is going to be, you know, the solution, the solution of the partnership or the company, and that's what is happening here. So our case takes too long, but guess what? This person who is a partner, when she applies for, you know, for her share, no option but to just, you know, ask these people to just temporarily suspend operation. Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just to remind people, this fight, it's been led by Gunjur Development Association, and it costly, you know, it's been two years now almost, of people have been dragged to court. So we have this GoFund account, which we will ask for your help, you know, in any way, because we're trying to build a community center for the community. This is all part of the overall fight, because we have to centralize everything. Wherever you live, environmental issues are never going to go away. They're always going to be there. So that's the reason behind this GoFund account. And on Saturday, we have this kid, Brikama Boyo, playing a fundraising event for Gunjur at the Betrut nightclub. So if you are on the ground, please go there and raise. If you can't, please pay to our our GoFundMe account. Yeah. Quickly, I want to take Gambians why we cannot afford to lose this fight, because as you say, it's a sustainability issue. According to the promotional video released by Golden Lead themselves sometime last year, every month they are exporting 32,000 bags. That is 32,000 times 50 kilograms bags of fish meal product out of the Gambia. If that is the capacity for Sanyang and Katong, that's about 96,000 times 50 kilograms back. That's about 4,800 tons of solid fish meal product exiting Gambia ports on monthly basis. There is no way Gambia can sustain that. And alarm bells have been ringing from all over West Africa. The way Gambia government is issuing these lancings are very cheap. And we don't even mention the fish oil. And when you come to the waste, we tested this waste. We have is laden with heavy metals like arsenic, which are carcinogens. And the nutritional contents of this waste also is dangerously high. But the government came out and said that they've tested these wells and they are safe. And after that, we decided to take another waste, sample from these wells and send it to Germany, completely different laboratory, and they come back the same. So today, for now, well, we will celebrate whether it's a temporary or it's going to be permanent. But today is worth celebrating because as we speak, there is no fish meal company operating in the Gambia. So in terms of this sustainability issue and also the health hazard and also the environmental hazards, much more we are sad, we are suspicious of our high courts we have something to celebrate today because the fight has been long, it's been insistence. And what would you have for what will you tell to other members of media or environmental groups on the ground now that we have this situation? What do we need to do now? Do we have to strategize or change our way of fighting, or we have to continue the same strategy? That will be my final question to you. Then I'll call Ben to close this program because we've been going for now almost 2 hours. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you again, Ahmed, for inviting me, to be here with you and the rest of, your viewers as well. For me, first of all, I just want to address part of your question. Part of the sustainability that, you touch on. So right now we are talking about youth unemployment being, the highest in the country. And I want, the Gambia government to pay attention to this, what I'm going to say. Because, you look at it, all those numbers that you put up, all right? Our country really needs foreign exchange right now more than, anything else, all right? Our economy, we cannot drive our economy without, without foreign exchange, and right now, whatever Golden Lead or the company in Sanya or Katong, or in Mandinering, whatever these people are exporting, we are not getting that money back. All right. So why can't, Gambia government, the Gambia government, why can't they invest, into this lucrative, business? Let's say from Katong to Banjul, how much employment will that create for the youth of the Gambia? It will create, a job for the youth of the Gambia. And again, everything that we export, that export will come back to the Gambia. And then that will help, the economy to create other jobs for the youths. So we need to look at, these things, ourselves. How best can we use, our natural resources? And then, if you talk about natural resources, people might think, oh, we don't have, oil, we don't have, diamond, we don't have this, but we are blessed with ozone. What else can we ask, from God?
Not too much.
So the last part of your question, I will address that. What I'll urge, the environmentalists is to be very consistent and be principled in their fight. Because, we know that, sometimes our system is been compromised. So if you don't have, activists out there, so the system will continue to be compromised. So in order to make sure that, okay, there's accountability and there's transparency and there's consistency in this, the activists needs to make sure that they group themselves as a pressure group and then make sure that our environment is being protected. Thank you very much. That will be, my closing statement.
Thank you very much. Omar Malmo, if you're still there, I will call you.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's
and then also too, so just to so the ST is tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow night from 8 p.m.
In Gunjur, in Gunjur.
Yes, in Gunjur.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so two more contributions from Omar Malmo, if he's still there, and then Ben will come and close. Ben, if you are there, send me an invitation once again. And Omar also, if you are there, please send me an invitation. I cannot find you on my list. Omar Malmo. Okay, Ben, why not come in? Okay. So, Ben, please send me an invitation once again. I cannot add you on and you close this program. So, guys, this is the situation today in the Gambia. Golden Lead, as we know them, are temporarily closed. They've been slapped with an injunction order to close them operation temporarily, at least for now. But this is something we're going to celebrate very hard, but it's also going to energize us to continue our fight, because this has been a long fight. Our government, for some reason, nobody wants to listen to us. But we believe, because we start enjoying the international community, that's the European Union, and even the Chinese ambassador, we have the opportunity to meet him and speak to him. And we have some very encouraging news, that from him. So who knows? This is a situation. It cannot continue on this. It seems Ben is away. Ben, let me know if you are still here, or Omar. If not, I'm going to wrap up these programs. It's been a while. We've been talking. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. So Ben.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much once again for coming. And I want to thank my listeners, because you're going to wrap it up, and from there we will close this program. We are here because there was this injunction from the High Court to stop Golden Lead in Gunjur from operation, which means now all the 3 fish meal companies operating in the Gambia or in Combo South have been closed, at least temporarily for now. So this is a big pulse for the environmental activists, but also we are cautiously watching the situation, because why it takes us 1 year to get a single sitting, but all of a sudden one Chinese guy said he's not happy with Golden Lead and the place is closed. So Ben, Karen, thank you.
Ahmad, I just have to point again. You have to keep the fight.
Yeah, thank you.
Everything you guys have been doing, you have to redouble it. But as I said, you have already gained grounds on the awareness. If only people don't want to get involved, not that they are not aware. The evidences are out there. I mean, you brought out scientific evidence, and there are other physical evidence that I mean, day to day, that people are witness to. I mean, nothing hidden. And you sustained the campaign for a long time, and up to the point 6 people have been prosecuted. And all these things, this fight have to continue on that. But again, as I said, why sustain the fight? Yes, there's injunction, and let's take this injunction as something we don't know about. It's something that is good now. The operation have stopped. We have a respite, but this respite for us to strategize and to think outside the box. It might be, and you have to expect the unexpected. I mean, if you have to fight a fight, these are things you have to do. You have to think out of the box, and you have to expect the unexpected. Don't underestimate your rival or your enemy, we call it. And in this sense, it might be a deception. Think about it. It's too good for the truth. One thing I'll tell you that it's unheard of for Chinese citizens to take each other to court. You see, these people culturally, they have ways to deal with their issues and so on. And if it comes to this, they have a lot of channels to explore. But that's why I said it might be a deception, because we already pointed out to issues that might make it. One might be the awareness, I mean, the involvement or the interest that the EU might be showing into this. They don't want to be, I mean, to lose their interest. Might be the commissions, the scope of the commissions. They don't want to be penalized. I mean, they don't want the attention, probably. I mean, there's a motive. And wherever there's a motive, there's a chance that it's something, it's happening on that. But when you fight, I mean, when you're in a campaign, when you are in a campaign, what you do is always find an alternative. Give something out there to counter whatever they do. If they talk of tomorrow with anything, then back up yourself. Bring a business proposal that will answer all the problems. Look, if the government failed to do their side of things, take it to government. Take it to government. Tell them, look, we can do this. The community can do it. You can do it in many ways. As I said, you can do it in partnership with other companies. You can do it within yourself and with help with the line ministries. Because if you put it to them, they feel, that can happen. But again, as I said, you might even have direct funding from other agencies. Unless you explore, you won't know what you have in your hands. But again, once you do that, once you achieve that, articulate this to the people. Once you empower the people with knowledge, their consciousness, that's what matters, then you'll have the support that is required. Because once, look, people want things that are better for themselves. The only time they back something that's not good for themselves is because they are not conscious of the choices they have. Give them a choice, and once you articulate this well to them, say, no, look, we will, everything would come out of here would be for us. We'll have affordable, environment will be safe, the smell will stop, I mean, our youth will be employed, money will be trickling down, and this, I mean, give them all the prawns, and literally, there's no disadvantage in us. I mean, if a company wants to operate here, and you put it to company, you want to operate here, you have to be stakeholders. And this is, we have to, I mean, a partnership in this. This you should not allow all your resources to be exploited. And all the effects going to your community, and you have no stake in it. You should not allow that. And that should be something that the communities should come together and draw up that and plan. And that should be a solution. But on final note, this is a lesson for Gambians to learn from. This is a lesson in a sense. The government, as we've been saying, have been looking after their own interests individually, not the national interests, as we say. Another thing, another lesson is where you people started, where you are today. You're calling for a fundraising for different reasons. You're calling for a youth development center. You're calling for other things. You're calling for a defense fund to fight these things. Everything else. You, as I said, when you advocate, you're not only advocating, but you're engaging and you're doing something positive to move the community. Gunjur movement is very progressive, and I mean, you should keep it, and I hope other communities will follow. Thank you very much for Ahmad for what you do. Thank you very much for thank you to all your team members, your support system, and Gambians that have been supporting you in everything you do. Keep it up. We'll get there. Thank you.
Yeah, Ben, thank you very much. Just quickly, just to say, Gambians generally are good people, and they are very supportive of each other. That's why it surprised me when, you know, I see politicians acting different, very un-Gambian. It's difficult to work out. Like, well, I'm going to call names, like Dr. Isadu Toure. I've been fighting for the underprivileged, the girl child, but she's completely different. So this is one thing, you know, I find difficult to understand about Gambians. But, you know, people, we are aware of the support, you know, from, you know, different angles. Because some of the, like these meetings with the European Union, with the British Embassy, are all been facilitated by people not from Gunjur at all. You know, some of them are not even been to the Gambia for ages, but they see that this is a fight for the welfare of the entire Gambia. They came in, which we appreciate and will continue to appreciate. And we're going to continue to bank on the support of people like you, who are more experienced and more educated and more knowledgeable about these issues. So we'll continue to bank on your support until what we are preaching, because who in their right mind will not want an investment in their country? No. But what these fish mill companies also do, they're not only underemployed, but they are destroying the employment opportunity that already existed. That's the tourism sector, because these two cannot just mix. That's the problem. We have people who invested very, very heavily on ecotourism or tourism around these areas. Their business just suffered, you know, they took a real hit, you know, because of the presence of these companies. So this is the situation. Even if they will continue, they have to relocate them to somewhere where they will not come in contact with the tourists. Because tourism, we all know, has been serving Gambia for the past 70 years. It's a reliable ally. So why destroy?
As I said, any investment should be according to your terms and conditions. You should have to draw out terms and conditions. You have to be a stakeholder. You have to look after your interests. It should not be dictated to anyone. A community should not be dictated anymore. You should empower yourself and educate the people. As I said, find an alternative. Develop that project, business project, this thing, and educate your people. Tell them, look, because that's what they're doing. They're taking this, I mean, the Sukur Ndogu and all this, I mean, Gamo. I mean,
that's embarrassing.
I mean, because of they don't know. I mean, let the people know that, look, this is just exploitation. Tell them, let them understand. Articulate them to see what they're missing. Look at when the corridor happened. Fish was not even in the country because of all the fishermen and Gambians. We are not saying that non-Gambians should participate, but government cannot just say that citizens are not participating. Government should look into the problems because 22 years the youths have been dictated to. 22 years the Gambia have been dictated to. What have the government done to correct or to repair this social
issues?
We have to do something. We have to approach and find solutions. I mean, create a conducive environment for people to find their potentials. But we cannot stand to say that, no, because of these things. It was a shame to hear the fisheries minister saying that, I mean, the youths, we came here, we cannot find any youths. It's a shame for the fisheries minister saying that. When we came into government, we gave fishing license to Senegalese companies. We gave fishing license to Senegalese businessmen to, in fact, issue license to other companies to this thing. Senegal have a bigger, nautical miles of
coastline that was,
Why do we give them our own territory? I mean, these are issues that the Gunjur people have to know. These are the issues they have to know. But you have to have terms and conditions that you lay. Investment in environment, it should be, I mean, among these things. Employment, everything else, sustainability, or everything have to be looked at. And as I said, there are international organizations that would help you for monitoring of fish stock and every other thing. Quota systems should be put in, the catch, the landing. You should have a mechanism to supervise all this. With the landing sites have to be, I mean, controlled by stakeholders. And these people, we cannot leave them entirely to do what they want. That's why we keep on saying things the way they are. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you all, guys. We have to curtail. We've been here for past 2 hours almost. I thank you all to our audience and the contributors, and to Ben especially, who contribution have been amazing, and also other contributors like Omar Malmo, Famara Drame, and to Clorsi, and our president Usman Manjang. Thank you all very much.